Welcome Diecast fans to the final DSPN report for 2020. I'm Tom Spanners-Watson.
And I'm Frank the Geary Gibbs.
Let's get into it. First up, just a reminder, the latest Diecast Racing report is out. Check it out, there's lots of great info in there, lots to read.
With so many tracks popping up this year, make sure you've gone over to redlinederby.com and put your track in the track directory so that everybody can find it. It's a great resource and there is lots of information there, plus a really cool section where you can put your YouTube channel as well.
And while you're there, why don't you check out some of the other tracks? There's lots to see. Moving into drag racing tonight, let's kick it off. And we're going with Diecast Draggor. Now Diecast Draggor just recently moved, and so there's a slight difference to their track while they're getting set up, but they started their new ladder competition, so these are one and done races.
Then Skorpio Love Smith did a monster 15-car drag race tournament. Lots of fun as always, and some really tight races. I mean, look at this. This Escort was out in front, it just gets pulled back right at the end. It was great to watch.
Now, we don't have a 15-minute roundup of Rust Belt Racing, but go and check out their channel. They do lots of really cool stuff, including these micro machine races, and they've got some big stuff happening next year.
Then it's over to WeRaceDiecast, and he's king of the 621 competition. It has turned into a monster competition, plus he's about to start a truck tournament, so keep an eye out for that one.
Then over to Wallside Diecast, and this particular race here was really impressive. See how both of these cars go down that death drop and all the way to the finish. It was awesome.
And Mr. Mom's Racing was back. It was great to see them back at it because it's been a while since we've seen anything from them. But they did these two classic cars racing off against each other, and always, I just love this track. I love all their camera angles. You get such an amazing sense of speed and a feeling like you're actually in the race. It's really unique to everything else that's out there, especially in drag racing. Go and check out Mr. Mom's Racing if you haven't seen it yet. It's well worth it. Great channel and just a monster long track.
Then we're going to go over to Simpson Diecast. So Simpson Diecast have been doing a bunch of different races recently, and this was just a drag race with a fat track section which has become quite popular, so head over and check that one out.
Then Main Street did a Skyline tournament. Now, we're big fans of the Skyline. We've got quite a few of them ourselves, and man, they are fast. Go over to Main Street, check out his drag racing. It was a lot of fun.
Then G&R Vintage Diecast Racing had a few grudge matches and some big money races, and man, they were close, some of them. And this one here, Hot Wheels boys just getting rather out of control as they cross the finish line here. Check this out, just a massive wipeout. But go over and check out G&R Vintage Diecast Racing.
Then finally in drag racing time is Cleveland City with his grudge match races. And that was a Roger Dodger just clipping the edge of the track there and getting flipped over. And then in this one, this was just beautiful race. What a way to catch him up and overtake him right at the end.
Then into tournaments, we've got Top Driver from Italy. We've mentioned this before, this is an awesome track with some very tight racing, as you can see there, and just beautiful production value. And they've also added English subtitles. If you haven't seen any of their races, I highly recommend you check them out.
Then Sub 4RA has a monster truck tournament in association with JLH Crafts. But this particular race here, quite a bit of carnage in this first lap, and that's actually Kit Kayham's car parked right up on his side. And we know that FTEs might be fast, but they're never going to help you if they're not on the track, so you've got to keep it shiny side up.
Then 3D had his big championship race for 2020 with the Crazy Brothers proving they were definitely crazy with just some random driving like that one there. And then here, Crazy Jimmy well out in front in the Fiera and just throws himself off the side of the track and lets Crazy James go through. A lot of fun, very entertaining. Have a look at that one if you haven't seen it.
Then Indiana Diecast Racing has kicked off just recently his plethora of party wagons. So these all had to be the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle party wagons. You had to modify them with paint and things like that. Very entertaining. These little cars are crazy on the track.
Then Nine's Diecast had more of his 9-pack tournament. And this race here was super close. All 3 cars come around right close and then just a massive overtake in that last straight. It was so cool.
And Poverty Hollow's grudge match was a bit of a cracker with some pretty close racing. These guys battled all the way to the finish. Just when you think one's got way out in front, the other one does a late charge. It was great to watch.
Now, Amigos Diecast Racing and their new track, they've got a mail-in tournament happening soon as well. So if you haven't seen the details of that, head over to redlinederby.com, check out the racing forum and see what you need to do to get a car into his track. But this race was total carnage here. The car that was in the front gets wiped out, and then coming through that crossover, the other cars get wiped out. It was just huge.
Then Meal Ticket Raceway, speaking of huge, this monster big track we just love. And we love the 68 to 70 Dodge Charger. We had big hopes for it in this race, but unfortunately it just got cleaned up. But head over and check out Meal Ticket Raceway, see who wins.
Then Low Country Diecast had their big stock car tournament, and it was great. That grey car had such a clean run right up until the last minute, and then boom, just gets overtaken right on the line. What a great race.
Moving into street racing, there's only a couple this week. So we've got Hot Car Track with the finals of the Hot Rods for 2020. And this has just been a huge season for him. There's so much racing on his channel just recently. If you're looking for some really tight racing, go and check it out. But this race here, you'll see this orange truck as we go back to the replay. Comes around the first turn, goes a little bit wide and just gets flipped right off the track with a brutal crash just into the side of the track there and gets flipped back over all the cars and off the track.
Then Commotion Diecast on Death Mountain Speedway had his own sort of grudge match here, and there was some great back and forth races. I like that loop down and around through there, just very entertaining.
And then finally it was time for the turbocharged cars to take to the track here. And again, quite a bit of carnage. I like this move here where that RX-7 just spins off the track but bounces back on track. You'll see it in this replay. So check this out. The Skyline pushes him off, he goes off, clips the side, flips around, gets back on, and the Skyline goes off.
Then it was time for the big finale on the Helix track for Stage 3 of Rally 2020 at Chaos Canyon. We see here one of the races that was super close, and it was just exactly what we were hoping from this track. Lots of excitement as the cars crossed over each other, had to clear the jumps, and then through the big water finish. Have a look at our channel, check out all the other races there.
Then it's over to Tune Trax Racing for their monster truck drag racing. So there's been a few monster truck drag races just recently, but he actually stacked up some of those broken cars onto the track as well, and they had to plow through those to get to the finish line. And you see here, SpongeBob SquarePants in the outside lane there was ahead, but as he hit the cars, it just slowed him down enough to let the other guy get past him.
Then RTR had their rally challenge, and these customs that Mike put together are absolutely stunning. And this particular race here, you'll see in the replay, Flat Rabbit Racing comes through, takes the win, but just clips a billboard at the edge of the track and gets thrown back as the others all storm through unscathed. But a lot of fun and a huge series. Go and check that out.
And then it was finally time for DRC to actually start racing on their new rally track, and this thing is an absolute beauty. The racing was frantic as always, and check out this drop through here into the finish line. It's absolutely monstrous. And look at this jump of this lead car. Perfect jump, perfect landing, really well done. And I just love all the broken bridge parts, and the whole theming for the track is stunning. If you haven't seen it, head over to DRC and check it out. It is awesome to watch.
And then finally, we've got Diablo Ridge, and he did something quite wholesome. It was racing around the Christmas tree. Every Christmas tree needs a racetrack around it. I think it's a brilliant idea. I think we should do that at home.
I'm not sure your missus would agree with that, mate, but good luck. Now, we're going to go straight into Crash of the Week, and this week it's High Forest Diecast. This was really just a teaser of an upcoming competition they're doing, but That crash there was just brilliant, and even this one, some quite impressive air and a lot of automotive acrobatics. Interesting to see what the final track looks like.
So as we mentioned, this is the final DSPN report for 2020. Remember to head over to redlinederby.com, check out everything that they've got on offer there. Check out the Diecast Racing report as well. There are some great write-ups and mail-in deadlines, all that sort of stuff. Go and check it out. We'd like to particularly thank all of our subscribers. We've just recently clocked over 3,000 and it's been a huge year for us. We couldn't do this without you. We look forward to bringing you a whole lot more content and exciting races.
Yeah, and next year we've got some other big things planned, so hopefully we'll be able to get those underway. But we look forward to catching up with you all in the new year. Stay safe and keep racing.
All right, that's enough. I'm Tom Spanners Watson. He's Frank the Guru Gibbs. We'll see you next time. Man, can you believe that was our 30th report? That's incredible.
I know, I'm really impressed, mate.
It's a shame that some people don't like your accent though, mate.
Guess you can't please everyone.